When men do say that they want to provide for their women and, you know, have the job, make the money, and then that mom, she becomes a stay-at-home mom and will provide for her kids and do all the cooking and cleaning, the men automatically think that when they come home from work that their job is to do absolutely nothing because they're at home. Like most men.
If the man is out working and the woman is being provided for and she's a stay-at-home mother, she takes care of the household. The man in that scenario does not do chores.
No. See, here's the thing. If the man is working, again, they are talking about, you know, heteronormative, monogamous relationships. But if the man is working 8 hours and the wife is at home doing housework for 8 hours, they're both working for 8 hours. So when both are then home at night and more work needs to be done, then they both still have to share the remainder of the housework that needs to be done. These people are under some impression that housework is not real work. So if you're doing 8 hours of work at the office and she's doing 8 hours of housework at home, and there's still more work that needs to be done, you contribute to the work when you get home. She's not your slave, dude.
And he, by the way, he is doing stuff in the household. He's doing the stuff like changing tires or fucking mowing the lawn.
Now, look, and that's an okay point if part of the work that he's doing around the house is mowing the lawn, and that is work, and that's fine. If he's doing things around the house like mowing the lawn and other things, then that's fine, but there needs to be an equitable share of the labor of the household work. That includes other things that are being done. And if you're not doing an equitable share of the work to provide for the household, then you're not having an equal partnership. But as we've established on this channel in these videos that we respond to, they don't want partnerships. They don't want equitable shares. They want to be the quote alpha, and they want women who are subservient, who are going to be slaves to them.
But to suggest that a man who's working full time, who's providing for his wife, who's staying at home, that he then come home and help with the chores, the household chores, that should fall on, in that sort of arrangement, that ought to fall on the woman.
No. Again, it doesn't necessarily... Now, if the woman is taking care of the kids all day and is, you know, doing laundry and cleaning the house, and there's, you know, there are things that have to be done all day, and if at the end of and we're going out, going shopping, you know, doing all of the things that need to be done for household stuff while the man is out working, if you're having this sort of, you know, relationship or whatever, then that's sort of dichotomy there. And if then there's still more work that needs to be done, guess what? You don't get to come home and say, well, I worked 8 hours today, so too bad, you need to do more work while I sit here and drink a beer. No. If there's more work that needs to be done, guess what? You get to do more work. Now, does that mean that I do 8 hours of work and I want to do it? No, I don't necessarily want to do it, but sometimes you got to. And sometimes, yeah, look, I could look around this room right now and say there's work that needs to be done, but I'm not going to sit here and blame anybody else but myself for, well, I mean, I could look at the mess that my kids cause and blame my kids for leaving the mess, and that's a whole different story. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, I work 8 hours and my wife works 4, and therefore, and my wife does, you know, some 4 hours of housework, and therefore, you know, but I worked 8 hours, so therefore my wife needs to do more housework afterwards. No, housework is work. It's the idea that they're not doing work for those 8 hours while you're working is absurd. And that's part, again, of this whole toxic masculinity idea, that the idea that they're not doing work the whole 8 hours that they think that, you know, it's a whole married with children idea that somehow their wives are at home watching Oprah and eating bonbons all day, that they're not working all day. They're absolutely working all day if they're being stay-at-home parents. It's a bizarre idea. It's a bizarre concept.
Like when men.
All right, so that's the first video. So let's move on to the next one. Egg off to it. This dude thinks he could make other people's relationship guidelines in the midst of crying about Chad. Yeah. Kimchi, when you have kids, there's no sitting on the couch eating bonbons. You're lucky. Wait, Kimchi, did you say sitting on the couch eating bonbons before I mentioned the Married with Children sitting on the couch eating bonbons? Because I swear I did not see your comment when I made my bonbons comment. I was looking straight this way. I did not see your bonbons comment when looking at the thing. I completely didn't see your bonbons comment. We're on the same wavelength. It's awesome. But yeah, exactly. You're right. And I'm going to say you're right because, you know, obviously you agree with me. Hilarious. It's great that we agreed on that. But yeah, again, there's no, you don't have Peggy Bundy. You know, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're working all day taking care of your kids because you're working all day taking care of your kids. Housework is work.